We are doing a book from Akasoff, Court of Silver Flames. As I have stated previously, I am not finished with this book. I almost didn't read it at all because of certain spoilers that I heard, and I was like, oh, that's a dumb trope. I absolutely hate that. And I've gotten roughly that far in, and yep, I still hate that trope. So I think what I'm going to do, and again, spoilers, this is the fourth, 4.5, I don't know, there's like a kind of standalone book between this one and the third book, so this is, depending on how you look at it, this is either 4 or 5. This is, as far as I'm aware, the most recent book to come out. First published in Great Britain in 2021. So this is, as of right now, the latest one. I wanted to do something big and ostentatious, and I found that in the form of Nesta. Right here, she is the eldest Urcheron. The moment my shoes scuffed against the stone floor, she shot straight up, back going stiff, closing her book. Her gray-blue eyes didn't so much as widen as they beheld me, as I took in her. Nesta had been beautiful as a human woman, as high fae she was devastating. And that's from A Court of Wings and Ruin. What I initially wanted to do was to do Nesta's ball gown, the one that she wears when they're under the mountain, but not that under the mountain, and she ends up dancing with one of the other dudes. And I initially wanted to do that, but then I went back again, as per usual. I went back and I looked at what it said that she was wearing, and again, it didn't match up with what I was seeing in my head. This happens about just over 3/4 of the way through the book. Chapter 57. Each night held a different ball, and at the first of them, Nesta would dance with Eris. Tonight, in a matter of moments. La-di-da. Okay, here we go. Sam looked his usual handsome self, but oh, so this is just about Pharaoh. See, it is nothing like I remember it, so I'm going to take a couple of different looks, but here we go. I had taken a couple of the looks that I had and what I knew the general attire of the Night Court was, and the Court of Nightmares and stuff, and I kind of made it, you know, play together. And that didn't work, because this is what it actually says. Nesta, in Night Court black, threatened to bring him to his knees. She braided her hair over her head in her usual style, but atop that, a delicate tiara of glinting black stone and the dress. Silver thread embroidered the skin-tight velvet bodice, the straps so narrow they might as well have been nothing against her moon-white skin. The neckline plunged nearly to her navel, where the silver thread gathered to hold a small sapphire that matched the ones in her crown. The full skirts brushed the dark floor, rustling in the rippling silence. So a lot happens, or a lot has happened. Oh, let me talk about the costume. For some reason, I had the picture in my head of one of the outfits that she wore. It might actually be earlier in this book. I can't remember exactly, but there is one point, and please, someone let me know down in the comments if you know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's a point where her outfit is described. It says something along the lines of she always seemed to dress more conservatively than either Farah or Moore or Amryn. What I want to do is I want to make a ball gown, but I want it to be changeable. Going with what I had in my head for the top part, because this was all going to be a Nesta thing original. The top portion is going to be that long sleeve velvet. It's going to have more of a standing collar. It's going to have a deeper neckline. That is going to be a separate. That is going to be, we're going to do the skirt, and then we're going to do the top. I did find a little bit of what I'm going with from Aquawar. So this is chapter 25, not quite halfway through. Amren hadn't dressed Nesta in cobwebs and stardust as Moore and I were clothed, and she hadn't dressed Nesta in her own style of loose pants and a cropped blouse. She had kept it simple, brutal. A dress of impenetrable black flowed to the dark marble floors of the throne room of the Hewn city, tight through the bodice and sleeves. Again, I'm not quite sure where it is, but in my head I'm getting a image, and it could be from fan art that I've seen, but I'm getting like a high collar with that DV. That's probably me taking the two of these and kind of smashing them together, because this one has the top with the plunging neckline that comes almost all the way down to her navel, with the sapphire like kind of keeping it all together kind of thing. Now I'm working with stretch velvet for the top portion. I'm going to be working with this mesh that I have, Starry Night mesh. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a hoop skirt, which is daunting, but I think I'm up for the challenge. I have all of the material.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy.
So I know just from the sketch itself, this one looks a lot less complicated than previous ones. However, this is going to be a layered tulle skirt of the tulle that I bought specifically for this. This is going to be a velvet stretch. This is going to be the understructure for this. This is a hoop skirt that I am making, which is probably a huge mistake, but I have all of the materials. This is going to take a lot more concentration and effort and probably math than I want to do. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Just love how it swirls. Like legitimately, this is just water, but it makes drinking water so much more of a magical experience. The pattern, calls for a couple of things. I have most of those things, or I have ordered most of those things. I don't think I am going to be using fabric for the, well, I might still use fabric, but instead of doing it for the waistband, instead of doing it to like exactly my size and then having like hooks and eyes in the back, I think I'm just going to use elastic. Said grosgrain ribbon is the next thing. I just got some thicker ribbon while I was at the store. This is 1.5 inches thick, or I guess wide, 1.5 inches wide, 1/4 inch thick tubing. This is, I believe this is 33 meters. This is 100 feet. I really hope I don't need more than this. I bought some black stretch velvet. What I'm thinking is a slightly higher collar. It will be full length, like full sleeves, and it will come down probably a little bit further. Long sleeve, very deep cut, but also kind of high up, so that I get that very oddly conservative ball gown look, but also the dangerous plunging neckline with the skirt that I can wear separately to like run away from the prince that's, I don't know, whatever scenario you can think of to make that make sense. I bought 2 different types of this. It has little stars on it, and it is a little bit sparkly. It's some gold stars and moons. This is the other one. This is that. I will be using both of these with the hoop skirt. First thing that we need to do is we need to know the width that we want to take up with the hoop skirt. How big do we want our ball gown skirt to be? We want to see how wide we want it to be. So basically you take whatever the biggest part that you want to take up, and you take that number of just across, you take that and you times it by pi. So whatever that number is times 3.14. I have decided to round a bit. I want the bottom part of my hoop skirt is going to be the biggest piece of this tubing that I'm going to use. On the blog post it said that it suggests not to go too far between one layer and the next, just, you know, because it is a structural piece, but also you don't want whatever it is you're wearing on top of it to look weird. It's all variable. I'm just not going to go like a foot in between. I haven't yet measured like how far down I want it to go. I know I want it to be floor length, but we'll start there. Whatever your measurements are going to be completely different.
I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear. Sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real. Anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels.
So here's what I have. My hoop skirt so far. Yeah. So I've done the elastic for the waist. This is a bunch of ribbons that will be holding the structure, will be holding the hoops in place. Then I have the hoops, and all of the hoops had to get covered in some type of casing. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoops. All of this is going to take a lot longer than it needs to. This is going to be the smallest hoop. It's going to go, I don't know, here. The biggest hoop, which is going to be at the bottom, holding everything up, is this guy. This is very flexible. These are all of the different sizes that I have. For everyone, it will change, it will be different. Honestly, I'm just trying to get this done, and it's taking me a lot longer than I would like to admit. I always need to schedule time to procrastinate, I think. Maybe that'll be a resolution for me this next coming year. This is the velvet that I will be using. It's not quite as tight as I was thinking. Also, it's not quite as long as I was thinking either. I'm obviously still not done with it until I have the collar put on to cut exactly how far down I want it to go and to be able to finish the seams on that. I think I made it a little bit too big. So far, not looking bad. It could use some work. I'm not quite sure how to make this any, I just want it to stand up. I have been having an issue with the underarm gussets, making them, you know, as up as I was intending. Also, I've been just the sleeves in general. I had kind of hoped that since this is separate from the skirt, that I would be able to wear it like with jeans or something. I don't know. Don't hate it. I do have some extra velvet, so I'm gonna see about adding length at the bottom. Now we're gonna be on the safe side. I'm gonna add around 6 inches. I just want it to stay tucked in if I decide to tuck it in, and I want it to not look weird if I decide to walk around with it untucked. This is why we try things on before we say they're done. But when it's pulled to where it's fitting in the back, I like the way that fits. I just want it to be comfortable and to look good. Is that asking so much? It is a very stretchy material, so there's that. On the plus side, the top is done. Woo! Top is done. So this is done. I'm not as confident as I could be, but more confident than I have been. So
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
I was right. It snowed. I was also foolish in thinking that 13 yards of a soft tulle was too much and that I would have something, like I would have more to be able to use for other things afterwards. Not enough, not nearly enough. So what I ended up doing was I made a base of black voile tool on top of that so that I would still have enough to be able to work on the other parts of things. So I'm just working with what I have. Right now I'm getting ready to do a prototype of the I almost said flower, of the hair crown. It's kind of her, from what I'm taking, it's kind of her signature look.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast.
I guess I'm gonna say this is option 1. I have enough bobby pins to make it look better. I don't know. It's not the worst, but this is option 1. The second one I'm going to try out is a rope braid technique. That's probably something that'll be easier if you are doing this without help or a mirror.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Oh, tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking.
I think I hate it. It is a lot easier to do something like this when you have a mirror. I don't like it. I was expecting it to look better, and it doesn't. We're going with milkmaid braids, which is different, but it's going to have the same effect. I did make sure to directionalize each one so they're independent. We are still gonna sit better this way than they will any other way. Unfortunately, it'll still kind of have this weird bulging at the bottom that I absolutely hate. So we're gonna use a lot more bobby pins. You lay it on your head just slightly back from your hairline so that you get that kind of headband sort of effect going, and you, like most things we do here, pin as you go. Part of this braid and pin it more to my head. We're going to tuck this tail into here so you can't really see it, so that it looks like a crown. Here is how it looks right now, and Okay, this is how this looks. This is what we are working with. Even if I am going out for the evening, or if I'm going out with friends, or I'm going out because I want to show off a sexy outfit that I have, I still don't like blank space. In the book, it had said something about how she was wearing a dark red lipstick and extremely dark, or like a blood red lipstick, instead of just using the ones that I have available to me, because that would be too easy. And I'm gonna kind of pepper in and hope that doesn't look terrible. Man, I'm bad at this. I can't find my heels, so since she is still made of paper and ink, she is going to compromise. Fortunately, the only black shoes I could find, other than my sneakers, which are very squeaky, or my boots. And as much as I love seeing people in ball gowns and combat boots, ball gowns and combat boots seem much more Feyre's thing. Nesta is much more the biggest, best ball gown and the nicest shoes that will not fly off while I'm dancing. Floor length gown, and you're probably not going to see it anyway. There's a really good chance that I'm just going to be wearing my Chucks. Don't tell Nesta.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety.
The more daytime version of this is far less involved. It doesn't necessarily scream, hey, I missed the prom. First things first, we're getting rid of the hoop skirt. It is black mesh and velvet and sparkle. It is a lot more daytime appropriate, if you ask me. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. And I did just go ahead and put cami on. This goes back on right on top of it. It's not quite as elaborate as it looked before, but it's still pretty. That was the look. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Bye.